Gay fantasy books and healing. Why I wrote my trauma into the stars. Explore the mythic backstory of Jason in the Aurelda Chronicles. A vulnerable look at gay trauma, past lives, and using fantasy as a tool for soul healing. For a long time, my life felt like serving a sentence in a prison in paradise. To anyone watching from the outside, I was living an enviable life, moving from the rain-soaked forest trails of Oregon down to the humid, turquoise coastline of the Riviera Maya in Mexico. But beneath the surface, I was suffocating under a relentless cycle of self-sabotage, addiction, and an aching void I could not explain. When I began writing the Aurelda Chronicles, I thought I was simply building an escape hatch from my own reality. What I quickly discovered was that I wasn't just inventing a fictional world, I was receiving a channeled transmission. Whenever I look up at the Orion constellation, a physical ache settles into my chest, a deep, cellular homesickness of origin reminding me of a dimension far beyond this earth. Aurelda arrived through my spirit guides as a bridge back to that forgotten home. And in the heart of that world, specifically in the second book, The Fractured Remembers, stands Jason. Jason is me. He is the vessel I created to explore trauma healing and transmute real-world pain into cosmic mythology. The architecture of trauma and the black sheep. When people search for gay fantasy books, they are often looking for more than just magic systems and epic battles. They are searching for stories that understand the language of belonging. In too many stories, trauma is treated as a cheap plot point or gratuitous shock value. But real-world trauma is an architecture, a structure that shapes how you breathe, how you love, and how you survive. Long before my birth, the shadows were already falling. Later in life, I uncovered a painful truth. Before I was born, my mother was manipulated into sex, making the coercion the catalyst for my birth. Growing up, I was viewed by the extended family as a bastard child, the black sheep in a lineage bound by secrets and silence. That systematic rejection made me feel like an outsider before I even knew who I was. Then came the darkest years of my childhood. Between the ages of 7 and 9, I endured severe childhood sexual abuse at the hands of a man who should have been a protector. That trauma shattered my sense of safety and stunted critical areas of my emotional development. It froze parts of my growth, creating an emotional arrest that followed me straight into my adult life. In the Aurelda Chronicles, Jason explores these exact scars. He is a character of vast intellectual knowledge and spiritual wisdom, yet his core emotional body maintains an innocent, almost naive worldview. He isn't an old soul hardened by cold experience. Instead, he is a man who thrives only when his inner child thrives. Protecting that childlike innocence wasn't a flaw, it was his ultimate survival mechanism. Reincarnation and the story as medicine. Readers and critics in the queer literary space frequently emphasize that the most impactful fantasy stories use speculative elements to mirror the real-world process of grief. We don't want narratives where pain defines us. We want stories where our wounds become portals to sacred remembrance. Through the Book of Ithanel and the underlying lore of Aurelda, we learn that Jason's soul has lived many past lives. He is the seventh thread, a fractured star encased by parasitic shadows in a world designed to make him forget who he is. Writing Jason's arc allowed me to take real-world experiences, the betrayal of male figures, the reliance on liquid courage to mask shyness, and the desperate search for a safe anchor, and weave them into a sacred myth where healing is guaranteed by cosmic law. Fantasy gave me the distance I needed to touch my wounds without burning. By turning my real-world pain into Aureldian lore, I realized that my inner child was never broken. He was simply waiting for me to build a safe world where he could finally speak. Begin your journey of sacred remembrance. Jason's story is an open invitation. If you have ever felt like an outsider in your own family, if you carry the quiet scars of childhood abuse, or if you look up at the stars and feel an undeniable longing for a home you can't name, this book was written for you. Aurelda is not just a fictional escape. It is a medicine for the soul. Begin your hero's journey of sacred remembrance today with free sample chapters of the Aurelda Chronicles, Book 1, The Prophecy of Resonance, available now at aurelda.com/subscribe.